Chapter 4: The Story of Grace Darling. Grace Darling was born on November 24th, 1815. She lived with her family and with her father and mother. Father was a lighthouse keeper and mother was a housewife. Her father's job was to keep watch day and night for ships in trouble at sea. Grace did not go to school, but she kept busy all day with her studies and needlework. She even helped her mother in keeping the house neat and tidy. And that sometimes he also helped her father to keep the lantern burning all the time, because she knew in darkness uh, the ships could easily hit the rocks, but the warning light would help these ships to avoid danger. Grace Darling had grown to be a strong, brave young lady. In 1838, a steamer SS Forfarshire was traveling from Hull to Dundee. On the night of September 7, the ship was hit by a powerful storm. Storm means a heavy gush of wind with thunder, lightning, and storms. Wind. Powerful storm. It was flung against the rock. It was hit against the rock. Grace Darling and her father heard the loud bang and they woke up. They ran to the window and saw the ship was broken down into two pieces. In the darkness of the night, above the noise of the winds and waves, they heard screaming of the people and the cries, screaming and wild cries of the crew members. The Darlings means the Father William Darling and Grace Darling, looked into the darkness and saw people clinging to the rocks and mast. Mast means a big pole on the ship. They were screaming and waving at the loud lighthouse for help. Grace saw the people in danger and told her father that they should take out their own boat and go to help these drowning men. But Father William, Mr. Darling, was reluctant. He was not willing, as he feared for their own safety. And he was old man also. He understood the implication. He knows the consequences, the result of such a violent storm, and knew that their boat would be no match for the sea in the powerful storm. He explained to Grace that they would have to wait until morning and then get help. But Grace watched the dreadful storm with a sad heart and could not bear standing aside doing nothing. She requested her father, telling him that the men would soon grow weak to cling to the rocks and would be swept away by the powerful waves of the sea. Her father was an old man and he knew the force of the mighty waves. He could not endanger her life and was sure that they would never reach them. But Grace's determination convinced him, however, and he finally relented. He agreed. In a few minutes' time, they were ready. They set off in the heavy lighthouse boat. Their boat was tossing like an eggshell on the heavy sea. Grace pulled one oar and her father another oar. It was hard rowing against such a sea, and it seemed as they would never reach the place. But Grace had gained a man's strength by her rowing and swimming. So she guided her boat straight toward the wreck. At last they were close to the rocks, but near to that place there was a great danger waiting for them. The fierce wave broke against the boat and it would have hit it to pieces as had it not been for the strength and skills of the brave girl. One by one they held the worn-out crew, the tired-out crew on board. Once again, with strong hands, they grasped the oars and rowed back safely to the lighthouse. Grace and her mother they had taken care of the injured crew. Grace proved to be a very good nurse, just as she had been brave as a sailor. She cared most kindly for for the shipwrecked men until the storm had passed away. And they were strong enough to go back to their homes. It was not long before people in other parts of England heard of her brave deeds, of her work. Grace Darling became a national hero. She won award for her courage and bravery. Many letters and beautiful medals in remembrance of her bravery were sent to her. But she received them very quietly, saying that this is just a job which is done by me, and it should be done by any other girl like me, saying that she had only done what she ought to do and what anyone with her strength ought to have done. All this happened a long time ago, but the name of Grace Darling will never forgotten, because she lies buried now. She is no more, in a little churchyard by the sea, not far from her old home. Every year, many people go to visit her grave, and a monument which has been placed in honor of the brave girl. It is not a large monument, but it is one that speaks of the novel work which made Grace Darling famous. And on that monument, it is a figure carved in a stone of a woman lying at rest with a boat's oar held tight in her right hand. And this is a beautiful story of courage, bravery, valor of a little young girl named as Grace Darling. Thank you.